Hi, my name is Diana Hausling, and I'm the VP GM of Consumer Experience and Growth for Colgate-Palmolive. I'm thrilled to be here today to host a panelist of our digital experts. And they're not just experts at Colgate, they're leaders in the industry, helping Colgate reimagine a healthier future for all and really live into our purpose. And when you think about Colgate-Palmolive, you probably just think about whiter teeth and a brighter smile and maybe some dish soap. But we've got a slew of brands that are fantastic and really delight and engage consumers. And we're not just a company of brands. We're a company that's innovating and growing day in and day out. And today we're going to give you a little peek under the tent of how we're doing that. Let's start with you, Brigitte.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brigitte King, Chief Digital Officer at Colgate-Palmolive. And to give you a little bit of background about the company, we're 200 years old, selling in over 200 countries, and more than 80% of our sales are coming from outside of the USA. In fact, a great fun fact for everyone is that Colgate, the brand, is in more homes than any other. And we've been fueling our purpose over all these years as a caring, innovative growth company that's reimagining a healthier future for all people, their pets, and our planet. And hopefully you're going to see how we're doing that through many of the initiatives that you're going to see here today. As a global chief digital officer, I personally am leading Colgate's digital transformation and digital capability building. So we at Colgate can drive growth and market our brands in a digital age, where advertising, marketing, and e-commerce experiences are often online. And so they're increasingly important touch points for consumers today. So we are in the business of getting our essential health and hygiene products in the right hands at the right time so we can advance the well-being of all people, our pets, and our planet.
Thank you, Brigitte. Okay, now up to Diana. I have to say, I love your name. Let's hear intro from you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Diana Schildhaus. I'm Chief Analytics and Insights Officer for Colgate-Palmolive. I am leading our analytics transformation at Colgate, specifically how we combine the power of data and advanced analytics with our deep people insights to drive innovation and growth across our business. This comes to life through how we make decisions, how we create products, and how we engage with people.
Awesome. Echo, let's hear from you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Echo Sandberg, and I lead the CP Skin Health US marketing organization, which includes the brands EltaMD, PCA SKIN, and Filorga. And our team drives growth by staying focused on winning attention for our amazing brands. And for that, digital plays a huge part in our overall strategy.
All right, Darren, you're up next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Darren Haverkamp. I'm the technical director for our Hills division. And I'm working with our teams on the ground to convert our factories to become smart factories.
All right, Wayne, bring us home.
All righty. Well, my name is Wayne Lawrence, and I'm the worldwide director here in Global Information Technology. And our team really here is focused on providing business with solutions that help solve challenging business problems and help drive the future growth of our company.
Love it. All right, guys. Now let's get into the deep, geeky digital topics. I'm going to start back with you, Brigitte. So you know the digital self is a buzzword that is all over LinkedIn and all over this the digital space. I'd love to get a sense of how you are building this capability across the globe to ensure that the Colgate products are everywhere consumers want to purchase them.
Absolutely, Diana. So look, it starts with understanding that many of our sales are digitally influenced today. So getting customers to buy online and in store also requires winning the digital shelf. And that's across all our categories, across all our retailers, and all our geographies. So this is really important. It starts first with the right tools and the right analytic measurement capabilities, and having the data on the digital shelf. So do you have that capability, and do you have a scorecard to measure how you're doing? And that's something that we've enabled. Then it really comes down to excellence and upskilling and training on how to manage the digital shelf with excellence and execution. Do you have the teams, the skills, the energy, everything that's required to make those changes necessary? And finally, we quantify our results all the time. And it helps everybody really see and feel the change. And most importantly, the progress and the results that our businesses around the world are achieving. And that really matters.
Yeah, and I'm sure it really drives people to take action. Love it. You have all heard about the craze for 1P data, 3P data, you name it, and we're hoarding it like toilet paper. But how do we actually make that data actionable? So Diana, I would love to hear from you. And how do you actually take all that data that we've all collected and turn it into something that drives strategy, but also gives the teams and the consumer an awesome experience?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Diana. So you can think about data as the fuel to power analytics, but just accumulating data alone isn't where companies drive value. So it's how that data is actually used in analytics, and most importantly, embedded with the business that's the difference. So at Colgate, our strategy has been to take a use case driven approach with data and analytics rather than a tech first approach. So what that means is that we start with the biggest business questions and priorities, and then we solve for those through the use of data and advanced analytics. We also use that same approach to prioritize which data is most critical for us to go after, rather than trying to boil the ocean all at once. So whether it's cleaning and harmonizing and democratizing the data that we already have, or filling in gaps on data that we need to fuel those analytics. Ultimately, it's really all about a focus on value creation. So how are we using data and analytics to drive growth through things like innovating on new products and optimizing our spends and better engaging with consumers and with people?
Love it. Okay, I'm going to switch gears just a little bit because I am a little bit addicted to my phone, and I was on TikTok, and I did get my Filorga eye cream, so hopefully it's doing its thing. So Echo, I'd love to hear about the skinfluencers. Did I get that right? And how they are helping us activate and engage with consumers in a new way, and what's next, and how is that different from other experiences brands are creating?
Well, first of all, your skin looks great. So I can tell that you've been using the product, but you heard me talk a little bit earlier about how at CP Skin Health, we've really over-indexed on working with pro skinfluencers. So those are the dermatologists, the estheticians. And that's really because as professional brands, we hold a special responsibility to amplify credible voices to combat the misinformation online. And unfortunately, there's a lot of that. And really an added benefit of this strategy is building brand trust and credibility along the way. Authenticity is another key driver of our success. We work with partners who are brand users. They authentically love our products, and we center our activations around joint areas of interest, like skin of color audiences and helping to educate on the importance of protection. So in terms of what we have next, we're really going to be focused on cultivating our TikTok community that we've built and really be building relevance within our different audiences.
Well, I can't wait for TikTok to make me buy the next skin health item because I'm 100% in. All right, now I'm going to turn it over to Darren. And we know that a lot of companies are using smart factories and really adjusting their processes for fulfillment models and the different ways consumers are purchasing products, but also the different ways that our retailers want process to be served to them. So how are we doing this? How are we rethinking our factories? And how are we really getting our products to our consumers in the way that they want them?
I think the way that we are looking at smart factories is a bit different than others. What we understand is we have no illusions of becoming a lights out factory or a dark factory, as people would say. We know that our people are and always will be our most valuable asset. So when we look at technologies, we aren't out there looking for the shiniest toy or for the coolest robot. But what we are looking for is how will these technologies complement each other and benefit us. So we look at it in two ways. First of all, what technologies are out there to reduce our physical workload? And when we do that, we reduce the physical workload so that we can free up our people to be able to use their most valuable skill, which is their mind power. And then the second thing that we look at is, are we reducing the learning curve? for our employees, because really what we want to do is with the way the world is now and how difficult it is to get people into your organization, get them up and started. We want to make sure that we provide people opportunities to be successful at their job within 6 months versus a person who's been there for 15 years and has all that knowledge. An example of that is with digital twin. Like with our digital twin examples, we don't use that just for the ability like to improve our products and how we're able to deliver those to the market, but we're also using them to be able to make difficult decisions so that our employees are just as effective, as I said, like right when they start versus an employee who's had to learn that skill over the last 15 years. And I believe that's how we're making a difference with our smart factories.
All right, Darren, you had me at digital twin. I'm adding that into my buzzword bingo, so I'm going to sound really smart at my next supply chain meeting. All right, Wayne, you're going to bring us home again. So what I heard from Darren is we don't want tech for tech's sake, but we do leverage intelligent automation in our smart factories. Tell me about it. I need to sound smart at that supply chain party that I go to. So fill me in. Help me look good.
Okay, well, I'll do my best. So look, there's so many positive things that intelligent automation can bring to our organization and the way we work. I mean, if you take a look at it, its real focus is around, as Darren noted earlier, streamlining their process, but making work more efficient and cost effective so we can free up our resources so they can do more value-added tasks and we can remove some of those mundane day-to-day activities that really aren't creating much value for them. But in addition, it helps create opportunities for new skill sets and new working options for them so that we can actually do things that bring more value to the organization and help drive that growth.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Okay, Brigitte, I'm coming back at you, my friends. So innovation is a hot topic, whether it's from our consumers or our customers. Every brand is trying to be the first to market with new innovation, but we're also thinking about innovation in a new and different way. So how do you leverage creativity to elevate us in that space?
Well, look, I think every business also has to be a creative business. You have to constantly be thinking about new ideas. And the way I also drive my team for success is, you know how a good salesperson always believes in ABC, always be closing. So we subscribe to the philosophy of ABL, always be learning. And in digital, you have no choice. You always have to stay a couple steps ahead, if not many. And I think that fuels creativity. It really does. It keeps you sharp, it keeps you focused, and it keeps you learning.
And I know some of you want in on this question too. So please feel free to jump in and build.
I really love, Brigitte, what you're saying there, and something that I focus on, and a leadership trait that I really work to embody and fuel in my team is curiosity. And I do believe that curiosity is critical to innovation. If we're curious about the world around us, we're going to ask the right questions. And then if we seek to understand, we will arrive at more creative, people-centric solutions. And it's so important. We're all working in a fast-paced, ever-changing environment. So it's critical that we're seeking out those learning opportunities and really open to evolving our marketing strategies to help us drive that growth.
Yeah,
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I agree with that. I agree. I think it's all about learning, and in my world, it's how do you learn from others? How do you learn from other companies on what they're doing? Other manufacturing plants, even our machine manufacturers are dealing with a lot of these new technologies, and what are we learning from them, and how are we taking that back into our facilities? So to me, it's all about learning, going to trade shows, making sure that you're staying on top of what's out there.
Awesome. All right, Wayne. This is a hot topic. You know what? I think maybe I'll start with Wayne and then go to you, Diana. So be ready. So what are some of the critical skill sets that you're looking for in talent? Talent profiles are evolving across the board. So what pointers do you have for folks as they're looking for talent in your spaces?
Yeah, I would say, the things that we look for is probably, creativity is number one. I would say having the ability to solve problems, being innovative, and also being able to adapt. I mean, if you think about this digital world, it is constantly changing, and it's changing quickly. And we need people who are able to stay agile, flexible, and respond to that change quickly. So I would say those are a few things I would look for in talent.
I agree with everything Wayne said. And I would actually also go back to what Echo said earlier. So curiosity, I think, is something that we look for in talent within data and analytics and insight. So, continuously learning not just about the changing landscape that we all work in, but about our business as well, and asking those good questions. I would also add big picture thinking as something that we look for in talent. So, putting analytics in the context of the business and not just coming at it from a tech point of view, but trying to connect those dots and understand and communicate how it all fits together and why and how our work matters to the business.
All right, I can't believe we're almost at the end of this discussion. I could geek out with you guys all day on this. So last question, I'm going to throw it out to all of you. What is your call to action? There's a lot of folks listening to this on several different fields. And what would you tell them to think about decisions that they're making, actions that they should take as they're on this journey? So I'm going to start with you, Wayne, and then everybody's going to take a stab at this one.
All right. So, what I would say, and maybe it's a little bit offbeat, but you want to keep it simple. I mean, by keeping it simple, you can stay focused on the messaging, the story, the work. You have control. You can prioritize those initiatives that make the biggest impact on the organization. And being digital and in a digital environment where there's so much going on, there's so much complexity everybody's trying to bring into it. I think the simpler you can make it and the more focused you are, the more successful you could be in bringing things into this new digital world.
All right. Go ahead, Darren.
Yeah, I'd like to, first of all, I agree wholeheartedly with what Wayne said, but I think a lot of times we get paralyzed by inaction and not wanting to take action and the fear of being wrong. And I think we need to get ourselves out of that and understand that sometimes we will be wrong, we will fail, learn from those failures and fail forward, as we say, and make sure that we learn, we course correct, and we keep moving forward. And I think that's better than no action at all.
I completely agree with that. And that I had 3 things come to mind. And that was my first, Darren, is that focus on progress over perfection, build out the longer term roadmap, but don't be afraid to get started. And earlier I spoke again about digital experimentation. So my second piece would leave space for experimentation, set aside a portion of your budget to test new things that are above your and beyond your tried and true. And then finally, have fun. I found that building strong internal trust and collaboration and having some fun, it builds that commitment within the team, and it helps in turn, the team delivers greater results overall.
All right, Diane.
Yeah, I'd say, my call to action would be to focus on impact and value. So, thinking about all the spaces that we all operate in, digital and data and analytics and supply chain, these are all areas that are shaping how companies are transforming and competing in today's world. But in the end, it's really all about the value that we're all driving for the business and the impact that we have. So, bring new thinking, experiment, stay current, keep learning, but relentlessly focus on the value that you can deliver.
All right, Brigitte, it's all on you.
Listen, this is a great team, and I think you've got a lot of insights going already. I think I'll go back to Darren's point on simplicity. It's really important. It's a complex world. There's a lot of complex spaces we're dealing with. There's a lot of to-do lists every day. But I think that keeping things simple and focused on the end result is really key. And if I may, just as, from a leadership perspective, share, I think one of the most important things is we all contribute diverse opinions and diverse perspectives on how to do something well, if not better. And so creating that kind of diverse set of exchanges and what I call constructive debate is really key. And that's key if you want to be a growth-driven, creative, innovative company. So those are my closing comments for you, Diana.
Thank you so much, Brigitte. And thank you to this panel. You all were awesome. We were inspired. We talked digital. We used buzzwords. I loved it. It was all the things. And thank you to all of you who tuned in and listened and really got a chance to hear a little bit of the magic that's happening behind the scenes at Colgate-Palmolive. It's been an awesome opportunity for us to share with you how we're driving growth and living into our purpose at Colgate-Palmolive. And for those of you who are inspired by something you heard today, know that all of these people are awesome managers with awesome teams that you might want to be a part of. So please check us out online and apply today.